title of the show, No Sky, comes from a poem by Etel Adnan. The book that the poem is in is called Time. I think I lean into poetry because there are certain people who can put words to the things that I can't. And for me, I find my ability to communicate in performance. And now I'm pursuing that. I have for many years been trying to push the performance into drawings or paintings or photographs. Time, like the book, like the poem, it's not linear. It is dislocated, actually. I think we have our own sense of time. Geographically, there's such a different time here than in Shanghai than in Zurich, for example, where I live currently and work. When I think about dislocating, I think about Jose Esteban Munoz' book of essays called Disidentification. And thinking about these temporalities of brownness, which are, I think, forced upon people who are not granted this idea of subjectivity or subjecthood even of a Western colonial project, basically. Another word that comes to mind is invitation. I think that that is what ultimately brought me to performance. And in the instance of my show at Rock Fund, it was the invitation. There's some kind of interplay about the things that I do on my own in the studio, the moment that I'm invited to do something, and there's kind of another spark that happens. So this show, working with the curator X, is so much of the work is also about how to work with the space. This is something, again, that I take from performance. It's considering the space, considering the history of the space, considering the history of the city that I'm in, and the kinds of people who have access to the work, whether it's a performance or an exhibition. There are a lot of architectural considerations when you put an artwork, especially the way that we designed the exhibition. It's almost sculptural, so it really influences the way that the audience's bodies will move through the space. Everything that I've ever done, or everything I've ever encountered, I carry with me. And I take that, and it's there. It's there for me in the moment in which I enter a stage. I take that with me when I encounter the frame of a paper or a canvas, or when I'm taking a photograph. It's all about performance. That's what's interesting for me about the body is the ways in which we perform or carry out ourselves in the world in this kind of dance with others. That dance reveals to me that there's a lot of entanglement, there's a lot of overlap, there's a lot of exchange, there's a lot of porousness and fluidity.